So I'm so close to finishing my first ever sketchbook. I'm nearly done with this and I only have 2 pages left. One of them is going to be an illustration and the other one's going to be a list of things I want to include in my next sketchbook. So I started this sketchbook off in January and I actually made a video about starting it. So if you want to check that out, I'll put a link in the description to it. So it's so nice to be finally done with it, and I think I've finished it quite fast. I mean, I could have probably finished it quicker, but I have been doing a lot of other stuff for uni work and things like that, so it hasn't been that I've just been concentrating on this sketchbook. I have been doing other pieces of work as well and digital things too. So I am going to go and do a speed paint, and I'm gonna finish these last 2 pages. For this last piece of art in this sketchbook, I really wanted to do something really detailed and really interesting and colourful, so I decided to draw a girl in a back garden, and there's going to be like a sunset behind her, and she's going to be wearing these bright pink dungarees, and there's going to be a lot of yellows and pinks in this piece. So I started out by sketching out my character. As I always do, I'm using a erasable coloured pencil. I put some washi tape down before I started doing this, just so I had an idea of where the illustration was going to be, and so when I started colouring it in, there would be a white border around it. So I'm going to be using gouache paint for this piece, so I just grabbed a paintbrush and started painting. So I started off painting the fence white with a little bit of pink and orange in there, just to give it a bit more of a tint, especially since it is going to be set with kind of a sunset feel kind of going on. So I kind of wanted to have a bit more colour in the white fence, and I thought pink would be a good colour to use for this. I really like using gouache. I haven't used it that much. I actually started using it for the first time ever in this sketchbook, but it is fun to use, and I definitely want to use more of it in my next sketchbook. I think it's really good at blending, and I really like the kind of textured effect you get to it, and it's a little easier to use than acrylic paint, as you can wet it and kind of, you know, move the paint like you can with watercolour. And you can also make it as thin as watercolour or as thick as acrylic paint as well, depending how much water you use. So I did use a fine liner to go around her in various different colours, just to add in some more detail and make her stand out against the background. I really like using fine liners when using gouache, because I do find it a bit tricky sometimes to get those really detailed thin lines with a paintbrush, so a fine liner is definitely easier for me to use. It's really nice being able to say that I have finished my first ever sketchbook ever, and I'm really excited to start with my new sketchbook, which hopefully I'll be starting sometime later this month. I am currently working on my university project at the moment, which is an animation, but you'll be able to see the process of me making that through my new studio vlogs, which I am releasing monthly, and the last one actually came out last week, so you should go and check that out if you hadn't already, to see what I've been getting up to recently. I really like this colour pink. I actually mixed it with 2 different colours, but I really like it, and I wish I had this in a tube so I could reuse it over and over again. As you can see here, I'm adding some more pink onto the fence just to give her a bit of a shadow behind her, because obviously there's going to be a shadow behind her. You know, she's outside in the garden, there's going to be a shadow there. And then I decided to colour in the trees pink as well, to kind of complement her dungarees. I really like how the colours came out on this, and I think I did a good choice of picking it and keeping the palette quite limited. There's a lot of pinks and oranges and a little bit of yellow, and then the red hair, which just kind of makes the character stand out a little bit more, I feel. So then I just added some blossoms and some flowers to her pockets, just to make it a little bit more spring autumny kind of feel to it. And then I pulled off my washi tape, and here is the finished piece.
Fairly heavy band of rain showers and snow all the way from the eastern portions of Montana down to western sections of Nevada, and of course the massive high picking up.
So for my next sketchbook, I wanted to jot down some goals that I wanted to try and achieve in my new sketchbook. This is because I just want to, use it and grow as much as I can as an artist and improve my work and, try and learn and practice as much as I can. And there's definitely a few things I feel like I need to start getting better at. So one of the things I want to do is fill the pages more. I don't want any more empty spaces or white pages. There were a few pages where I did just do one sketch on them and then I didn't do anything else, but there also wasn't room for anything else. But I want to make sure that I fill every single space and take the best advantage of it as I can. I also want to keep my sketches elsewhere. I want all loose sketches in a different sketchbook. This is just so I get the most out of the next sketchbook I'm going to be using, especially since this sketchbook did cost me a lot of money, so I want to make sure I'm filling it with more professional pieces that could possibly go on Instagram. That's not to say that I'm not going to be practicing my art in it. I just want to make sure that, my sketches that I'm going to then go and colour in digitally are kept somewhere else, or, my plans for my work or something like that are kept out of the sketchbook because I just want to keep everything like that separate. I also want to draw more guys and animals because I do not draw enough of them, especially guys. I think I drew them like maybe once or twice in the sketchbook, so I definitely need to do some more of that. I also want to draw more scenes and full illustrations like the one I just finished. I really enjoy doing them and I definitely want to do more of them and get better at like compositions and stuff like that. And I want to kind of stick things in and maybe decorate the sketchbook a little bit more, because I feel like I definitely could have done with this one. So there you go, I've now finished my first ever sketchbook and it's great to be able to say that I've completely filled this up. I'm going to be doing a sketchbook tour which is going to come out I think next week, so please remember to subscribe and hit that bell button to be notified when that will come out. So the next sketchbook I'm going to be starting on is going to be this Strathmore Mixed Media Series 500. I'm really excited to try this. I've heard some really good reviews about it and it's meant to be really good with different mixed medias. In my last sketchbook I did struggle using watercolour and ink with it a bit, so I'm hoping this paper will take to it a lot better and will be a lot easier to use. And I'm really excited to start this one and fill it with lots of new art as well. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment as well. If there's anything you'd like me to see me draw in my next sketchbook, let me know and I might just draw it in a sketchbook session for you. Thanks for watching, bye!